Locals podcast. We are reviewing more games from the online locals, and today we have Josh versus Hari. And I am joined by Emmy, and we also have
Hello.
Josh and Hari on the call.
Shout out Jamie, Mr. Soulcore himself.
Yeah, his face is kind of haunting. I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of
That's perfect. So
the meme master. The meme master.
Man has
Let it be
seen
known.
a lot of stuff in his day. And Finn as well. Shout out Finn for never playing Battle Spirits but posting memes in the chat regularly.
So we've got Hari on the Red Ira and Josh on the other landed deck.
Play that
See, he plays the other lander.
like a baller.
I will just clarify here.
Okay.
He's playing Fabled Beast. I just don't want to get no confused, but you might as well
So
play
Josh,
other lander at this point.
what was your thinking in terms of attacking turn 1 into that?
I don't know. Just.
Bonus online locals.
Just vibing.
I mean, I guess it's
Because Battle Spirits is a game in which you generally don't want to attack if it ramps your opponent. I mean, in terms of the matchup itself, I don't think there was anything that I could have done in that situation that would have been that relevant. If he played a Nexus, I mean, I don't know, you wouldn't have been able to attack
it might have been
anyway,
it might have been out of frustration because I don't think my hand was too excellent there. So
here comes a Tricera with Trial.
No. I know why. It's because I was avoiding confront. There you go. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, here comes the Tricera. So the Tricera puts it in like a really awkward spot because obviously now everything has to kind of attack, otherwise the confront's going to start doing some pretty big damage. But compared to Dino Man, the Tricera doesn't have the level 3 during the opponent's turn, so it isn't this massive wall like Dino Man is. I mean, I know you've been testing a lot of like Ira stuff, so I don't know how you feel about Tricera.
It's so good. I love that card. One of my favorite set 4 cards for good reason. I think we discussed it briefly actually with Caleb. We did. And just having a fairly large body, early game that also protects you from one of the colors that red fears most, which is white, by preventing the swing. Preventing the bounce. I think it's so good. We'll see how it does it here in this matchup. Interestingly, Josh decided to, play, a bit defensive here. Probably the hand is not great.
You know what though? I'll give some commentary here to where when I played the Tricera there, I was just there like, I wish this was Dino Man. Because I was thinking, he'll play Hippocampo, put 3 cores on it, and it's like, am I really going to trade the Tricera into the Hippocampo at that point? Like, it would have been a bit of an L. Whereas Dynaman just holds the board up, stops the block. Luckily, I had Burning Force in hand to where I could pop the Crocodile and then force the confront here to where obviously the Tricera would stand out as being stronger, but...
An argument, though, is that those early games where you get Dynaman plus Tricera are just...
Yeah. You actually thwarted a play there, Harry. What I was attempting to do was to bait you into swinging with Tricera, and if I had the reduction there, I would have used Godslaying to kill Tricera. But because you Burning Force my body off the board, I didn't have the reduction anymore, therefore I couldn't play the card. Unfortunate.
It's by sheer coincidence, yeah. Like,
decent play.
I feel like Tricera is very format dependent. Like, if it's more of a control slowy format, then Tricera is goated. It's excellent. But in a more aggressive format, then Dynaman probably reigns as king. And the Hondan.
And then is back.
Pressure me more? Yes, Josh does pressure me more. So Josh here, is it like, because obviously 3 life is a good point for a Star Dragon's deck. You just didn't want to play into the confront, I guess.
I didn't want to play into confront. I'm quite behind as well here. If you see, I've only got 6 cards, 5 cards in hand. Quite aware that my clock's ticking. Me pressuring whilst I can kind of feels like a good idea, but at the same time, I don't know. This is a very difficult match. But yeah,
unlike the game against Karen, you didn't
talk about your play.
50 Paradise.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Is also recycling here to grab Hundon again.
I played Dustworm, a card that I'm pretty like iffy on. I think it's okay. I don't know how else to describe it.
So Harry, how's Dustworm been for you?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's sort of yeah. I mean, it isn't terrible. It's good, but it's not really like a specialist in anything. I feel like Scorch goes in here. They'll get me 2 draws. I think pretty good.
I'm definitely not gonna like moan too much about my draws. I do think I played a bit loosely in this game so far. Probably making it kind of easy for you, Harry. How did you feel? Did you think
it's quite difficult into the matchup in terms of you do want to aggress quickly, but red is so well disposed, especially against yellow, in terms of just getting that reduction off board. And then once the reduction is off board, like, it's so difficult to counterplay against it because everything costs so much more. So
it's
like,
also a no-Nexus game for Josh.
Yeah, exactly. If you open a Nexus, it would have been more tricky because I would have had to have decided between burning forcing the Nexus versus burning forcing the creatures, and yeah. But I think on that 3 life point, the fact that it put me into Dustworm range is probably a relevant consideration for the matchup, to where like you just never want to put red to 3 versus like pushing them to 1 and then maybe they end up in Dustworm range.
I will say in defense of that player, though, like, you gotta realize that I think, you know, if Josh didn't swing there, his only symbol on board is getting confronted anyway, I think. So I think the risk of maybe you don't have the Dustworm is probably more acceptable. But
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
This is that kind of game where you, like, I mean, anyone who's played Battle Spirits understands when your opponent's got like even 2 Nexuses, that cost reduction each turn is becoming more and more value. Yeah, and here comes, you know, another Nexus, and I mean, Harry's like pretty much settled at this point in terms of field advantage. I mean, life-wise, sure, but this
honestly, this is where it gets kind of X-rated, guys. Like, you might want to avert your eyes. Like,
you might want to open an incognito tab to watch the rest of this.
There's the Grave of the Ira, so blowing up even Harry's board here, drawing the 4. Was that your best play to blow up his board, so also nuke yours, or?
Well, yeah, like
he was just flexing. He wanted to draw 7 cards or whatever it was, like, you know.
No, but again, like, Josh has no Nexus is out. Like, things cost more to play for him here. I think I'm probably considering here whether to attack with the Ira and get the draw off Scorched, or whether to just pass, because if I just pass, then it's pretty difficult for him to hard cast anything and be able to, you know, establish a board of his own. Like, he can't like Genbu and follow up with anything. So I feel like the fact that I played the Canyon down indicates the fact that I'm probably just gonna pass here and let him try to put the board out.
Yeah, I mean, my plan was 100% to mock Genbu you to death here. That's why I put you down to 2, and I was kind of just banking on no board clear. Like, I would have been able to make it with my cores and 2 things on board, 2 targets for mock. So, but yeah, no. At the same time, I was really behind, so it was kind of like a losing battle at this point.
I do it here, but to be fair, like, I have enough mana to be able to Dream Bomb or Avalanche or whatever.
Yeah.
in response to whatever you do. So
I will
worst case,
say
I
as
get
well-
mock Genbooed and I'll live.
As much as this game definitely looks quite like unwinnable at this point, the thing, like the double symbols do add that kind of lethality back into the game where like, you know, you're not safe at 2 life anymore.
Yeah.
So the comebacks can always kind of happen. As unrealistic sometimes as it is, it can still happen. But yeah, I mean, yellow doesn't really have a mecha wing duck to ascend off of like a white does. So it's pretty rough
and
here.
yellow don't play like 0 drops generally to where they can quickly, you know, like flood out a bunch of stuff in a tempo way. So anecdotally, I didn't draw Nova in any of these games, but if you're the opponent, like you still have to consider Nova. You still have to consider what might happen in these sort of situations. I think here I just take the Ice Shield proc, but yeah, very tricky for the yellow player in this. Oh, actually Avalanche here.
And that's a card we've been talking about a little bit more, just how impactful it is in the current meta game.
Yeah, and to be fair, it stops the blessed here, and then for Josh, it's like if he attacks, then he's open to the Iris Wing next turn. So
this is game 1. So what's the thought process of having it in your main deck?
what Avalanche?
Yeah.
It's I mean it does Dream Bomb's function, but also stops Tiger. I think the only consideration is whether you want to play around Frost Tiger more or Seabed.
Seabed,
And thankfully I didn't play any Hydra, but I like Avalanche a lot, I think. And also the fact that the Avalanche is 1 mana cheaper when it's outside of your color. I think in this list.
Also, you have Nexus Distraction, so you can deal with Seabed, you know.
Yeah.
Ideally.
I guess it comes down to that turn when they play. If they have the Hydra and the Seabed they play down.
Of course,
you've
yeah.
got no way to.
But your Dream Bomb is still in hand anyway, probably. If they don't have the Seabed, you might not set the Dream Bomb.
Let's just give the Blazing Boy its credit.
Blazing Board for Iroh, where you
Nice.
sack the Iroh to summon it. I love it. It's so cool.
Very good.
And then play
the Blazing Boy again. What we getting back
to
out
get
here?
Gray? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got the whole combo back in his hand already.
Yeah, Blazing Board is good right now.
This was a very specific turn. Yeah, I remember it where it was like I just had enough mana to do this exactly as it's laid out, because I didn't have any other grays or Iris in hand, and he had 2 life, so it was just like I needed to do this.
And there we
exactly
see
as
the
it was
scoop
laid out.
from Josh over there. But I will say that game, you know, as rough as it was for Josh, like it wasn't like an absolute trample of a game. There were situations where it could have been won by a double symbol just connecting to Hari.
Yeah, I didn't have the heal then, so if he managed to proc a double damage, it would have been lights out for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
And as you guys should know from watching the previous round that we've uploaded, Josh does have those lightning arrows in there. So.
Credit to Harry there, though. I mean, that sequencing was unreal. Like playing the Blazing Boars to pull back his pieces, having the exact amount of mana to then replay the Ira to guarantee the kill. You know,
so that game as well, I had both Blazing Boars in hand, just healing the whole time, and I'm like, oh, this is this is not it.
Harry, I'm going to cut you off because I want to know in this moment, what's the sideboarding process? What are you thinking? What's going on?
Yeah, I think like yellow is a matchup that's pretty favored, so I sided out just all the risk stuff that I was maining. Like I sided out Turborex, Bacillus, Nemesis, just all the random shit that I was running basically.
Did you just go to more traditional red in this matchup?
Yeah, 100%. Like, so I mained 6 Nexus removal in my deck, but then sided extra 2 Nexus removal. So it was just more Nexus removal. I sided 2 Avalanche, 1 Volcanic Break. I sided them in as well. And then, yeah, just... I don't know if I sided out Dynaman here. No, I don't think I sided out Horned General. Yeah, because despite how decent it was that game, it's like, it probably isn't a game.
I honestly...
Generally good.
And not that it really matters too much. I can't remember what I can't remember what I sided. I just know that I was fairly miserable at this moment. I knew that I probably couldn't beat that Ira combination that you played. And
you probably sided into Ryu to stop the Nova here.
I think I did, yeah. But at the same time, it was definitely an uphill struggle for me this match. And I kind of back to the drawing board with yellow situation. But
it's like we said on the pod. It's like the yellow matchup into red is already so difficult, and now that Ira's out, it's just like really difficult, because before you could probably go wide enough to sponge a Nova swing, and then if you're wide enough you can do stuff on the counter attack, whereas now it's just like Ira just completely decimates wide boards in that way. So yeah, it's very tough.
So we're about to dive into game 2. Harry is up 1, and after side we'll see what will come out from both Josh and Harry. Kieran, what do you think Josh will change maybe on his approach, or maybe we'll just get a bit more lucky?
So it is very hard, the matchup. Like, it's, again, a tale as old as time itself, right? Like red versus yellow. But we have seen in the past that yellow lists can kind of adapt a tiny bit to deal with red.
I don't think I can't really tell you what my mindset was here as far as how to play around. But what would you suggest would be the way for yellow to approach this matchup, to twist it around a bit?
I think that's the interesting thing. Like, there's a lot to figure out regarding that. It depends, I think, how the red player wants to play. I think we've seen some really powerful cards like Godslaying, very powerful when summons that we can hopefully play, because red is playing a lot of when summons at the moment with Grey and the Siegs and Andromedas and Dustworms. So maybe let's look at the when summon department. But very early Hippocampo trade for the Nexus here, and by the way, shout out to Jester right there in the middle. You see, without Jester we would not have our TPs.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive thank you to Ash and all the guys at Jesters for there's like sponsoring the online locals, getting us the TPs. We really appreciate it, and look forward to doing more collaborations. Great store here in Manchester, in Stockport.
Yeah,
and we see Andromeda coming down.
That was a nasty trade.
Andromeda.
Yeah, that was quite difficult as well, to where it's like, if you summon the Hippocampo, what else are you gonna do? But I guess I couldn't have summoned Andromeda on my turn 2, right, if you just played Paradise. I don't know if you just top decked into Paradise the turn after, but certainly the attack with the Hippocampo just put me into range where I could do it, drop the Andromeda, kill the creature, get body up.
Yeah, I didn't
doing scorchings.
I didn't open Phantasmal Paradise. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that.
If you draw the Hippo, what else are you gonna do? Like, you just have to Sword Swing, but
I did feel kind of happy that you'd wasted Andromeda in my eyes on the Hippo. Now that I'd had that out, and I was just hoping that you wouldn't. I mean, it's a big hope because you're playing red, but hoping.
Well, if any deck can take a ton of damage and still sustain it, it's probably yellow, right? With its powerful nexuses and the blessed mechanic. Unfortunately, Harry here is just kind of also equally getting the hand advantage with the Scorched Battlefield.
Yeah, and let's not sleep on Scorch, man. Like, one of the OG nexuses, comparable to Phantasmal Paradise, man. That set 1 GOAT. Like, it's just so strong in the right context, which obviously against yellow it's a favorable matchup, so you're probably gonna get some shine off it.
So we are kind of building up the reductions a little bit here with an Arcana Knight Hex. And just swinging. You know, we have to be kind of cautious of that Andromeda now confronting our board, in Josh's case.
Yeah.
So it's always one of those tricky things. You don't want to attack and give them cores, but if you don't, you're just gonna get confronted and lose your board. So you're kind of left with just one choice. But Harry responding with a flash for 5 cores? 4 cores, Avalanche.
Oh, Avalanche, yeah.
Very nice there. So obviously that denies Josh his draw 1 from the Hex as well, because Hex is basically Josh's Scorched Battlefield, essentially. If it connects. So 3 lives, that magic number. So if we see a Dustworm here, it is a very good Dustworm. So I wonder what we're going to see.
I feel like it's Ira.
Is that 3? Oh, Burning Force. Okay.
Yeah, you got the Paradise off the board.
Yeah, unfortunately, Harry did draw like 3-4 cards after his main phase the previous turn, so having it was probably very likely, or some removal. Like this is just kind of rough.
Yeah, I just
compare Feral to Burning Force in this meta as well, because like Feral is probably better against the Hydra matchup just to clear the seabed in case you need something, but Burning Force, like, you can't ever sleep on it. It's just a good bit of removal, no matter how you slice it. Came very good in this matchup, obviously.
Well, on color especially, generically maybe doesn't have such a place that it used to. Obviously, back in set 1, it was like a staple in most decks.
Here was curious as well, like, I can't recall exactly what my hand was, but I do remember the temptation to swing with the Rubeus as well for that extra draw. I think I decided, yeah, clearly in the end to not attack, and then Josh just plays Handan to invalidate Rubeus on the block, but...
I don't mind that play, because you still keep the reduction symbol up as well, which is still quite nice. And really, like, Nova is one of those decks where you can get that down to 2 life, 1 life. That sometimes doesn't matter. But Josh isn't done just yet. Pays 2 to play Crocodile.
If I'd drawn Nova, I definitely would have gone much more aggressive.
Yeah, but... So that Rubeus is just going to sit there now. It can't block. It can't even attack. But why would it even attack when it's Josh's turn?
Yeah, then I thought...
There's the Thorn Prison, a card that we haven't really seen much of this format. Like, it's kind of dropped off quite a bit.
Yeah.
But Harry to 2 life, which is, that is double symbol range, so... are we going to see a Grey into Nova coming up or something to go back up to 5, or are we just going to kind of defend off? We're going to have to see. I mean, Josh doesn't have
something. I don't think it's...
Yeah, I mean, a Grey into Ira would be pretty strong here. But let's see, so that's 2 for the Starblast draw, so we're digging. We did keep the Soul Core around, however, so... Let's see,
I think you'll find this is an excavation. What's about to happen? It's not digging.
Jamie's gone, the Soul Core's gone, that's
Jamie
Grey.
is sent to the drop zone, there's the Grey, so... I think we're going to see the Ira come down now and blow up for 5.
With that extra core for base.
Mind you,
extra draw. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, so Nova wouldn't even nuke the whole board here if it was a Nova from Josh's side, because I think Josh has like 11k BP on the board right now.
Ooh, summon another Rubeus for that extra draw. Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, it's a 0 cost reduction.
Excavation. You're not digging, you're drawing 6 cards, and yeah. I mean, at that point, I was just like, yeah. Harry
has gone on an absolute mining trip here.
This is how
he's come back with some diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
This is why I love Iron Man, just popping your own stuff and drawing.
It's quite nice because it's converting your weaker cards in that point of the game into the stronger cards.
Yeah.
So the Hundun does end up bot decking the Starblast and the Godslaying, but does get him the Hippocampo. But again, with 0 reduction, it's pretty rough.
I mean, shout out to Hundon still. Like, being able to recoup a card when a card's destroyed definitely helps the matchup slightly in the fact that I can't keep hold of a Nexus. So it is a nice... I mean, that card in general is just very, very good. Like, well done, Bandai. That kind of...
Between Hundon and Eravatar, I think that gives Fabled Beast a spine to not get completely blown out by Ira in that respect.
Avatar's been a really interesting card, but it doesn't force you to play the 2-drops, which in Floodstream/Radiant Tide meta is a little bit annoying, but it is something worth thinking about. So Ira swings here for 2. Obviously, the Ice Shield does heal 1 back up, so Josh is sitting at 2 life now. Both players sitting at 2 life.
Here, I'm just desperate to draw into Nova. I'm like, where's the Nova?
The interesting thing is Harry here, like, he doesn't have many spare cores. Like, if Josh was somehow able to play Mock Genbu and get rid of the Dino Man or something, like, Harry would have to nuke his whole board to play a Dream Bomb. We know he plays Avalanche, so maybe that's where the
Avalanche would be, yeah, my only solace.
Dino Man being 6k is quite annoying, even if he did have a Mock Genbu. However,
I think at this point I'm just doing some basic math to see if it's even possible to make a big play here.
Yeah, so that is
like, because I'm pretty sure I'm dead next turn, regardless, being on 2 life at this point.
And it's one of the things that, like, people did say about Battle Spirits probably in set 3, where, you know, Battle Spirits is a game where you do just naturally have some very, very unfavored matchups. Like, there's usually that one color that's just your hard counter color. Some people don't like that part about Battle Spirits. Some people do.
I think my hand was incredibly heavy right now. Like, I had to pay 8 to play the boss Genbu, and then I don't even know what I'm doing here really.
It almost reminds me of locals with Kian. We had to play Genbu and then send over the Genbu for a Mock Genbu.
I don't even know
this time, yeah.
I don't even know what took me so long there to... Oh, no, I think my thought here was...
I'm burning force it.
Yeah, my thought here was the only way I survive this is if I get another life and that Ice Shield gets procced. But at that point, I'm like, I don't have the life. That's game over. Obviously, Burning Force got me, and I put myself open to it, but I really didn't have any other outs. I had to survive another turn and then play Mock Genbu and kill you that way. So
quite curious that even I think every time Burning Force has been used in this match has been as 1-for-1 removal, but it's still been very
clinical
in that respect.
It's won you the game both times. I mean, I think this game was lost already because at this point you have 15 cards in hand to my 2.
I think Ira again.
Yeah, you do. Just I think to rub salt in the wound, you just blow your own board up again and draw another 20 cards.
The one reduction thing, and there's the 0 drops coming down.
Reverse, and he knows about the 0 drops. It's so good.
I do think Red is probably the deck
the 0 drops made the Ira max reduction. Yeah.
I think Red is definitely the deck that can really utilize the 0 drops the most.
Absolutely.
And I think this is where this was a good game of showcasing those Rubeus as really popping off.
That's basically it, guys. So well done, Harry, for smashing me to pieces.
So Josh just takes away Harry's life there because he's technically the winner, but he quickly fixes it.
Yeah, but no, fun games for sure. And then Harry went on obviously to win the locals. We won't have time to do the other 2. But thanks for watching, guys.